evening, everybody. It is me, Daxyman, back for another week of the Type R Cup. And we have the standings after rounds 11 and 12 last week in front of us. But tonight we are at Lago Malagi. I hate this name. Never say it correctly. Lago Malagi. But it's the west end part of the track, which basically means they get to race up and down that quarter pipe, basically corner, which I love. It's going to be a very fast track. The lap times are already under a minute, so it's going to be very, very action-packed. It's not going to be, even if some people do fall back because it's a short track, they are going to get picked up as back markers and still be in some form of action and go that way. Good evening, JV or JW97. Welcome to tonight's West End play, indeed. Evening. There we go. Let's have a look and carry on with the standings. Sorry, I was just typing back to the guy there, just seeing who's starring in tonight's West End play. At the moment, it could be our man who's at the top of the championship, Ethan Graham. He's held this position quite solidly all the way through. Was a lot thinner gap in races beforehand, but he's managed to increase that gap now to a good just under 20 points between him and second place Xavier McIntosh with 217. In third place is Lewis Edwards with 198. Then 177 for fourth place John Thompson, our Yank from USA. Sorry, should say our guy from the USA. I mean it in jest. I love you. Anyway, Rob Schauler, AXR driver, teammate of Xavier. No, it's not. Yeah, is it McIntosh? He is. Yeah, he's teammate with McIntosh in the AXR team. He is in fifth place with 172. Me, Katinaz in sixth place with 170. So fourth, fifth, and sixth, really close. That can change up quite quickly. Adam Piper in seventh with 144. Ashley Sharp in eighth with 134. Yes, did say that right. Joseph Willows in 9th with 119. Rob Adams with 113 in 10th. Liam New with 58 at the back. And then in 12th place is Stuart Fuller with 44. He's not really participated in many of these races this season. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, he's come back into the fold. Let's go catch up with them on track. Sorry, I just realised I've not got anything set up this way yet because they've just restarted qualifying. So let me get this all sorted quickly. Ever the professional as I am. There we go. On board with current, obviously in qualifying, they've got their first 10 minutes going now. And it does seem that Katinaz is the fastest. When it was the little warm-up beforehand, before we went live, he was the fastest then as well. I'm just going to turn this down a bit in my ear. There we go. Right. Sorry, my apologies. Right, Katinaz, as I said, in first place. Ashley Sharp currently in second. The 57.1. So both in the 57 bracket, Katinaz and, oh no, sorry, Ashley for the 57.5 even. Say Rob Schauler in third place currently with a 57.1. Hold on, how does he get that then? That doesn't work out right. How's Ashley second place if he's got a 57.1? That doesn't make any sense at all. But okay, there we go. Maybe everything's going to change on the next lap. I don't know how quickly this thing updates. Let's get on board with one of these guys. Not going to be Liam Yu. He's in the pits. We'll get on board with Rob Schauler. As he heads down at the back past start finish straight. Weird start to this race. Not really a straight, it's just sort of one long curve into the first set of sort of consecutive right hand corners. This is normally the end part of the track for the full track, but because it's just the west side, we start dipping down this hill, but then you have to hit onto the brakes as you then turn right. So you dip round here, but then you don't go down the straight, you need to brake down, tuck in around this corner, and then power out down the straight as much as possible, trying to get on that grass, and down the hill they go. towards the quarter pipe. This is where we're going to see a lot of action happening here. You're not really going to get many spots for sort of slipstreaming, so it's going to be the corners, and the corners are aplenty and they are very wide on this track, so the opportunities are going to come if they've left open. Possibly they may be able to come even if you do try and cover it off, because it is such a wide track. We will see. Currently a 75.6 fastest yet for Rob Schauler. How long have we got on the clock? Let's look down here. It's 6 minutes past 8, so only 4 minutes left of this qualifying. I want to hope that we can keep it in this view. I don't know if consecutive watchers have seen the past few weeks how GT7 has just decided to give us the usual standard views that you'd only see when you're racing, and not the sort of TV camera views like you see at the moment. It seems a quick exit and back out. We'll sort that out. It's just annoying trying to stream. Make things, you know, fluent. Anyway, see what's going on in the chat. Have we had a response back yet? Ethan, rest in peace. There he is. Who's resting in peace? Am I missing a joke? See what's going on in the chat. I think I might see what he just put the rest in peace too. Lewis Edwards won't be joining us tonight. It is his birthday. Congratulations, that man. But it does mean he's going to give up the fight for points. But where obviously he is sadly departed, we have got the likes of Edible Stew, or as we know, should know him as Stuart, and I've just forgot his surname. It's really clever. Sorry, Stuart Fuller. That's the one. Currently repping the sort of old school Honda colours. Greedy livery on the back. A little bit of lag from him. So let's see what he's got so far. He's placing 6th. Not a terrible time. Fastest lap on the board for him is a 57.739. Everyone getting in that 57 window. It's shaving the hundreds of milliseconds. Millimeters, how many times am I going to say that tonight? After your lap time. And touching that sleeping policeman on the inside there ain't going to help you at all. Definitely unsettled his car. Going down the hill. And it seems fastest place has been taken currently by John Thompson. He's actually got a 57 dead here on 57.047. But that's, you know, let's not cobble over things. It's pretty much a 57 on the nose. So a lot of work's got to be done to try and catch that back up. Can Edible do anything better? No, it was 157.9 unfortunately for him. Let's catch back up with our man with the spam and see how he's getting on. Fastest lap was followed by a terribly slow lap, where I reckon, you know, you just pushed it that hard, you maybe push a bit too hard the next lap and it all goes wrong. Let's see what he's going to do for this one. It's not going to be the fastest lap again. Xavier McIntosh has just taken the top spot. Hold on a second. We've just had the first break into the 56s. Xavier McIntosh in the Gather's car. Flying down the hill. Coming to the end of this lap. Could be making a really another fast lap again. Sorry, I'm saying he's at the halfway marker, I should have said. Going round that little hairpin and back down the hill towards the quarter pipe. Take it as wide as possible, but not touch that gravel. Use up as much track as possible, and it looks like he's doing this here. Let's have a look when it comes up to the timing sheet. 57.2 wasn't the fastest, but was still a damn good time. A few others now starting to crack that 56 nut. Just behind him is Martinez with 56.842. So both literally on the 56.8s. 56.842 and there's 56.833. We are talking a thousandth of a second difference here. So have that in your pipe and smoke it. There we go. It's 100th. I don't know. I give up. Watch him turn in. Tricky last corner. Or first corner, I mean. It's one of those where you want to attack it as fast as possible, but you don't want to oversteer. Look at that, already hitting another good time, but it looks like qualifying is over. I want to get back to the normal view before anything else happens. Here we go, start of race, and it is as follows. Xavier McIntosh first, Katina second, John Thompson third, Evil Dragon, that's Liam New fourth, Rob Schowler fifth, Ashley Sharp sixth, Stu in seventh, and then Joseph Willows in eighth. Why is it doing this again? I knew it was going to do it. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's wrong with Gran Turismo 7, but we'll just jump back into it and it will all be good again. Hopefully not miss too much as I sort things out. Race display on, turn that off. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, carry back on Xavier McIntosh, just holding on to first position there as Martinez in second keeps his place. Everyone's scrapping behind him though. That is John Thompson in third, holding everyone else off with the likes of Liam New, Rob Schowler and Ashley Sharp behind him. Dived very wide there, is going to give up a spot. He has to give up a spot. It is Liam New that got up on the inside there, but got sort of elbowed out. And then Rob Schowler trying to get around the inside. He's holding the inside line, going down into the quarter pipe here. Can he take that third spot? He's held on to it. Yeah, he's had to back off the accelerator there. I think he pushed too hard. We've lost someone. It is Joseph Willows. He's gone off, and we've got another person very slow there. That is Stu at the back of the pack. He's going a bit, so I don't know if there's a bit of contact between Fuller and Willows. Ashley Sharp currently in fifth position, trying to catch back up with the fighting of fourth and third place of Rob Schowler and John Thompson. Let's jump back up with John Thompson just getting very wiggly on the exit of that first set of corners, and that's let Rob Schowler just dive down into the inside in. If he can hold the inside line here, he might be able to hold him off. He has done. Up into third place he goes and held it down towards the quarter pipe. Rob Schowler goes. Well done, that man. Let me turn up the audio here because I realise I'm speaking quite loud, but when I move into a car volume, it's deafening. Right. Up into first and second. See what's going on with Xavier McIntosh and Martinez. Coming round for lap 2. As I said, really quick laps of this track. That means our first race and second race are going to be 20 laps each. Lots to happen. Lots of corners and possibilities for errors. Lots of mistakes. We have split into sort of 2 packs so far. It is a sort of front 6 and then the back 2. A little bit of a gap increase between the front 2 of that front 6. First and second, only half a second between them, but the 2 second gap between second and third, which is still Rob Schowler for the moment, but Ashley Sharp has got up past Liam New. I don't know what's happened to John Thompson, but he's down in 6th now. Ashley Sharp taking a very deep dive over that. Took some of the sleeping policemen on, but I don't know how much speed he lost on that. It does look like Liam New was able to get past him very slowly, so might have lost a bit of speed and momentum go around the corner like that. Liam, you got the inside line down as they go past the start finish line. Can he outbrake him? And can the cutback be done by Ashley Sharp? He's looking to do it. Round the inside he goes. Cutback being performed. Let's get on board. And he's got to watch his rear view mirror as you can see Liam New breathing down his neck. Turning into corner 3 or 4, then into the hairpin here, get straight and power off. did not do well there, and unfortunately Kirsten commentators come upon him back down into 5th, and Liam New up into 4th, and towards the half pipe they go. I'm going to drop back to Joseph Willows and Edible Stew. Bit of a gap between those two at the moment, at 1.4, but basically 1.5 second gap between Fuller and Willows. Ideally, if they really want to, if Fuller can catch back up to Willows, and those two don't try and scrap out or maybe bug draft it, you never know what can happen. That's a 6 second gap they've got to try and close down between him and John Thompson. So quite a big gap in time. John Thompson himself already got a nearly 2 second gap between him and 5th place Ashley Sharp. So whatever happened to him, I reckon he obviously went a cropper on a corner. He's got to build all his momentum back up again. Ashley Sharp, as we just saw a second ago, in 5th position, just a second behind the likes of Liam New. And he wants to try and catch back up that pack. A little wiggle on the exit of the quarter pipe. And this is where the action starts. Liam New, half a second behind Katinaz and Rob Showler. Rob Showler has lost a lot of time between him and first place Avery McIntosh, and is being challenged at the moment by Katinaz. Not so pushy, not so bargy, but no one's moved just yet. Liam New wants to see what he can do to take advantage. Can't do anything at the moment. He's had to sit and ride his back quarter panel. See if he can outbrake him around the outside. I don't think he can do it. Can he dive down the inside here? Can he be so boisterous? He's tried it, but I don't think he's got any exit speed. No, he hasn't. I don't know why I pressed that button. That's the one I wanted to press. Rob Showler now still holding on to his 2nd position. But oh dear, and corners like that are not going to help him at all. Are not going to help him at all. 3rd place given up, or had to be popped down to. 2nd place sacrifice. Katinaz just didn't have to do anything there apart from take that corner cleanly. And Liam New is trying to catch up to Rob Showler. So I don't know what's got Rob Showler a bit of a unfocused streak. He had a good start. He's pushing wide and the move off him because of the commentator might be unfolding. Ashley Sharp nipping at his heels at the moment. Liam New off track. Oh, and look at that. He's come back on track and not really look where he's gone. He's gone straight into the side. Rob Showler. Rob Showler unfortunately dropped all the way back to 6th position there. I do feel sorry for him there because he was just an unfortunate bystander. That was a bit... I know he didn't come back on in, like I say, it wasn't an exuberant join back on. It wasn't wild or irrational, but at the same time, because he touched the grass, oh no, Katinaz falling foul of what John Thompson did on the exit of that corner. Well, bad exit of that corner. John Thompson just got his back end out. Katinaz just completely went into the gravel pits, and that puts Ashley Sharp up into 2nd place. See if he can start closing down this 5 second gap that Xavier McIntosh has managed to make so far. Look at this 5 second gap. 8 laps of 20 done, so we're not even halfway through and he's got a 5 second gap. He doesn't have to do much. Play it cool, try not to hit the grass or good exits on corners, try not to overpower and just push too hard. And that gap's going to ever increase, as you can see while we've been speaking. It's gone from 5 seconds to 5.4. It's going to increase even more. Ashley Sharp under attack now from Liam New. Liam New up into nearly 2nd place. Can't hold him off quite yet. It is yes, it is no yet. Liam New has got it. He's dipped round him and he's up in the 2nd. Ashley's now back down into 3rd. John Thompson wants to see if he can get in on the action. Katinaz has dropped, unfortunately for him, a good nearly 2nd back. Now it's 0.7. He's starting to get in the slipstream of it all, get back up with the shenanigans, but that trip on the gravel did not help him at all. Let's see what's happened to Rob Showler. He's dropped all the way back down into 7th there. And it seems we have lost, unfortunately, Stuart Fuller. He's already gone as well, so it is Rob Showler at the back of the pack in 7th, because we only have 7. Ignore my name, I'm just commentating. Joseph in 6th. Good 5 seconds ahead of Rob, good 8 seconds behind Katinaz in 5th. And this is where the action is happening for 5th, 4th, 3rd and 2nd position. It is go, go, go. We're going to get on board with Katinaz. And he's watching that battle in front of him unfold. What can he do? Oh, a bit of a tap there by John Thompson. Oh, he's going to take advantage, dive down on the inside. He can do. He's ridden it wide. There's nothing anyone can do behind him. John Thompson's been unfortunately pushed a bit out there loose. Liam New has only managed to catch back up because he went wide on a corner before and it's now caught back up momentum. Katinaz wants to see if he can get past Ashley Sharp. Now Ashley Sharp gone a bit wide around the hairpin. Not good speed out that corner. Katinaz is referring to try and bump draft Ashley Sharp out of that corner, but what's he going to do for the quarter pipe? Braken looks on the inside, leaves it for now. Takes a bit of a cleaner line than Ashley. Ashley got a bit too much of the curbs and lost momentum. And he might be able to start looking to see if he go around the outside and perform a switch back on it, but Ashley tries to defend the inside line as they go across the start and finish line for lap 11. First half of this race has been done. McIntosh has stayed in first position from start and is now many seconds ahead. Fastest lap this race so far though has been Liam New with a 56.9. Don't know if he managed to do that faster speed on his qualifying time, so good on him. He's currently in 4th position and oh no, Katinaz trying to carry too much speed for that hairpin there and has just gone onto the grass and all that hard work has dropped him down from 3rd on into 5th to get on board with John Thompson. He tries to catch up with Liam New. Round the outside he goes. Nothing Liam can do at the moment. Liam can only just sit there. There he is side by side. Let's see what he can do. Can't do anything, so has to hang on the outside of him. All Rob has to do is defend the inside line and carry as much momentum as possible. And he has done. Look at that. Liam New, unfortunately, but as he thought, would run wide, trying to hold that line. It's not going to help him. A little bit of a bump there though, and he does get up past him into 3rd now. Ashley Sharp taking full advantage of this scrap going on behind him. Let's just get pace down as soon as possible, but touches that inside curb and loses position. Unfortunately, John Thompson just gets tapped by Liam New there on the exit of that corner. I didn't think it looked intentional. It looked more like lagging, unfortunately, just hitting them. Just tapped him onto the grass for that split second. No harm, no foul. Katinaz now back up into 4th and Liam New now, as I said, in 3rd. Ashley Sharp in 2nd and look at that, 1.5 second gap between him and Liam New in 3rd position. So I don't want to say anything yet, but this could be looking very good point-wise for Ashley Sharp and help catapult up the standings in the championship. But look at this man here, Xavier McIntosh. .4 seconds. We left him and it was 7.3. He's already got another 1.1 seconds increase over 4 laps. So this is, I'm quite adamant that this is going to be an enjoyable drive from here, but a nice leisurely drive on a Sunday. As we watch him go round 1 lap, inside he goes, see if he can beat his fastest lap time while we're on board with him. No, not quite yet. His fastest lap time so far has only been a 57.1 on the nose. So I actually managed to get into the 56s so far, so it could just be Liam New who's on jump dabbed into the 56s. So let's get on board with that man who's currently in 5th position, 3rd position. Teeth back in my mouth. And it seems just that first lap was the first time we could do that lap 5 was the time we did that 56.9, and he has not got anywhere near that since, so not many others taking that mantle from him. 57.6, 57.7 basically for Ashley Sharp is the fastest he's got. John Thompson with a 56. Oh, hold on a second. John Thompson with a 56.946. So close. Trying to catch back up. And he's defending against the likes of Katinaz. I think he's just giving him a frustrated beat as he's trying to get past him every which way or the other. And John's just like, nope, not today. Tucks it behind him as they go through the quarter pipe and back down the hill. Can he advance on him now at all? Drag that little Honda engine, get all 8,500 RPM out of the thing into fourth gear, drop back down to third into second, hold those high revs round, lift off again and then back on the throttle, and then hold it into third you go, and drag the living beats out of it down the hill here, drop off, tuck in, just let those front wheels hold in, and do the same again into race 2. That's what you want to do. You want to go wide in and tight out and then get real good exit speed, as you saw Katinaz do there. Down the hill he goes. Up to third he goes. A bit of oversteer into that corner. No time really gained on the three in front of him. But Ashley Sharp is being challenged for that second position. And it is Liam New who's got it. Liam's just trying to be as wide as possible. Ashley just trying to get a good line. Oh, Rob Thompson coming in. And Katinaz coming in as well. Just deciding, you know what? We want to come through. That's shunting Ashley Sharp all the way back down into fifth position for the time being. Let's get back on board with Katinaz as he wants to see if he can make hay while the sun shines. Get past both of these two while they scrap it out. Does a really good exit of that hairpin there, gets straight past Rob Thompson. Rob Thompson can't do anything, it's on the outside of that corner. He's just going to have to deal with dropping back down into fourth position for the time being. Heavy braking and see if we can close down that gap between him and Liam New in second position, get more points on that podium position. 17 of 20 laps currently. Long race, it's felt like a long race just because there's been so many laps and there's been so much action going on. Drag that third gear into fourth down the hill, stay in the middle of the track to try and defend the likes of John Thompson off and trying to get up on the inside. Inside is where he's looking, but he can't get just yet. You can see with the rear view mirror, trying to poke, trying to prod, didn't touch the back of him there, and a bit all over the place. But Liam New, just getting a bit of a poor exit of the corner behind him, and has also pushed far too hard into that corner there, and then has a bad position. And it's going to have bad exit speed on that hairpin, but so's Katinaz. I don't know what's happened there. I don't know if Liam New just popped himself in a bad position, but that's made him get a terrible exit from that hairpin, and it is Ashley Sharp who's now up into third position. And down the hill they go, and a little bit of a gap between Liam New and Ashley Sharp has developed only a second. But it's something, it's out of slipstream range, it can be close, it's harder to close down. And Ashley Sharp holds that third position for the time being. If I look back for a split second, I swear I did just see a 12.6 second gap, 12.7 second gap between Xavier McIntosh and second place Liam New. So I can definitely say Xavier has got this in the bag, but it's going to be who else is going to join him on the podium. And at the moment it looks like Liam New, and at the very moment Katinaz, but that is all up for debate in these last couple of laps. 19 of 20, one more to go, and with that YOLO logic comes in. Heavy braking tight into the start-finish straight, tuck into that corner. Liam New defending everything he can, and he knows he's got to have elbows wide this lap to hold that second position and get as maximum points as he can and try and move himself up from the bottom of that championship table. Hugging the inside line there. Katinaz now up into third position. Katinaz will see what he can do. He's got faster exit, but on the inside line, and all it's done is nearly push Liam New out of position, and he would have just had to give that place back up, but Liam New's gone too wide or too hard or deep into that next set of corners, and through the hairpin as well, and is getting dinked by both John Thompson and Katinaz. As they're both carrying a lot more speed, and it is the final lap. Both of them want to get into that third position. Both of them want to get past. Ashley Sharp's at the back of all three of them. And it is John Thompson up to side Liam New at the moment. Katinaz now side by side to him. Around the last corner they come. Anything can happen. Katinaz, John Thompson. And it is Liam New, John Thompson third, Katinaz fourth, and Ashley Sharp fifth. Joseph Willows comes in sixth, and Rob Showler in seventh. Guys, congratulations, Xavier McIntosh. That man with, look at that, at the end, a 15.2 second gap between him and second place Liam New. So congratulations, that man there. Well, let's wait for the celebrations to come on whenever Gran Turismo 7 fancies doing it. Normally does it far too quickly or leaves me jibbing like this, and I don't know what else to say. Right, there we go. Loading. Good lord. Congratulations! There we go. God, tell you, it's terrible for editing this stuff. You can't auto cue it. It just takes ages to load and bounce from one thing to another. But there we go. Congratulations again to Xavier McIntosh. Oh, there we go. Xavier's let us know in the chat there that the AXR stands for Acupa X Racing. I hope I pronounced that correctly, Xavier. Let me know if I've gone all right. Ruined on race one, says Joseph Willows. Let's go back to the current standings. Break, and then they will go into race two. But first they'll have their 10 minutes of qualifying for that. So I will give you a second to go get yourselves a drink and go get myself a drink. Oh, apologies. And I'll be back with you shortly. and we have got exactly a minute to the end of the qualifying. It seems that Xavier McIntosh again has taken first place with the fastest lap in qualifying. We'll find out what that is now in a second. If Gran Turismo will let me do what I want to do. Excellent. Sorry, I am. Oh no. At the moment, it is the fastest lap is 56.7 by Liam Hughes there, and it is Katinaz in second place with a 56.8, and I believe John Thompson in third. Yes, it is, with Ashley Sharp fourth, Xavier McIntosh now into fifth, Joseph Willows sixth, and then Rob Schowler seventh. Let's hope that the lights and camera angle stay correct for the start of this hit. It looks good. Waiting for it to go green. And away they go. Weiss dropped into this view. It's done it again. Okay, that means we have to exit this and go back in, which is again really frustrating. I don't know why it does that. I don't know why it only gives us those sets of views. But there we go. So back off with everything, and it seems like Liam Hughes has been challenged from the get-go for that first position by Katinaz, and Katinaz has jumped into that spot for the time being. Ashley Sharp in third, and Xavier McIntosh in fourth just behind him, and he wants to see if he can gain some more places. Katinaz been pushed back down into second. They've been challenged by Ashley Sharp now for that second position, and it is Xavier McIntosh right up behind him, and John Thompson behind that there. Rob Schowler in sixth, and then Joseph Rose in seventh at the back. Let's keep on board with everybody, see how everything's getting on. I've got to ride with Ashley Sharp, so we look out the back window and see the two cars of Xavier McIntosh and John and Midas Katinaz trying to get past him on the first sets of corners. Ashley trying to hold off his best, and unfortunately it looks like Xavier's got past him up in second position. And Katinaz is looking to see if he can dive down the left-hand side here. Ashley has left him a bit of space, but does have the inside line into this hairpin here. It all depends on how well he takes it. Good exit there for him there. Holds off the likes of John Thompson for the time being. But needs to catch back up as there's a little bit of a gap increased between him and Xavier McIntosh. Watch out for John Thompson. No, sorry, Katinaz. I forgot about Katinaz. Creeped up on the outside there, trying to see if he can go around the long way. Did not make it, unfortunately. And he just sits there and holds fifth and, fourth and fifth place between him and John Thompson. A bit of a touchy-touch between the two of them, sends him back into fifth. John Thompson up into fourth. And as you can see, it's not very far between any of these guys here. So John Thompson in fourth position now, trying to gain that space back between him and third place Ashley Sharp. He dropped down between him. You can see that Katinaz has just run wide there and gone over some curbs. He's lost a bit of time and momentum while getting the back end out there, and that does mean that Joseph Willows has now gone up into fifth position, and he has gone wide though into that hairpin. Is there a cutback moment there? It looks like a possibility for Robert Schowler on Katinaz. He has done. Katinaz dropped now all the way back into seventh position. Rob Schowler up into sixth. And round the quarter pipe they go. Joseph Willows holding that fifth position for the time being. Let's just have to defend the line against the lights. Oh, Rob Schowler, who's just tucked the back of it there and gone all over the place. That's sent Joseph all the way back down into seventh there. I don't know if he has to give that spot back up, I don't know. But for now, he's in fifth position. Wants to catch the likes of Ashley Sharp and John Thompson up, who are having a furious battle in front of them. Let's catch back up with those two. It was Ashley Sharp third, and then John Thompson fourth, but it is changing, ever changing. Ashley Sharp now dropped back down to fourth again. John Thompson managed to get the inside line for that corner, but it was a bad line for that hairpin, but I think sort of sat on the apex with the brakes there a little bit. Didn't let Ashley Sharp get past him. Excuse me. So, on with the rest of the race. Turn down this volume here a little bit. There we go. There we are. So, still John Thompson in third, Ashley Sharp fourth. I want to see the fight and see what's going on between the top two, because they have closed down on each other now. It is Xavier McIntosh and it is Liam New. Liam New was careering away in first position, but he has been caught back up by the likes of Xavier McIntosh, because look, there's a 4.5 second gap between those two and then third place. That's a brilliant shot there. It just proves the gap between the top front two and the squabbling back 4, 5. And it looks like Xavier McIntosh has got around past Liam New on the inside there. Liam New not being able to do too much, just a poor exit. Well, entrance to that corner left him wide open then. He's dropped back down into second place. And all he can do is make sure he keeps up behind Xavier McIntosh here and see if he can take back that position on another corner. The last thing he wants to do is over push it and then find himself losing that gap between him and Xavier, and then falling foul of the likes of Ashley Sharp, who's now back up into third, and Rob Schowler up into fourth. Everything's changing. Literally everything is changing as we get on board with Ashley. Where is Rob? There he is behind us. He's a good 1.2, 1.1 seconds back behind. Oh, and that snap oversteer is not going to help him. He's just pushing too fast or carrying too much speed through that corner. That's what it is. It's carrying too much speed through the corner. It's causing that oversteer on the exit of the corner. But he wants to see if he can close that 1.3 second gap down between him and third place Ashley Sharp. But fair play to Rob Schowler, up into fourth, he's gone. That does mean though, Katinaz and Xavier McIntosh, Katinaz and John Thompson are all the way back down in fifth and sixth position, but fighting away. But that does mean Joseph Willows has got a slipstream to hold on to and see if he can take advantage of any mistakes that these three make. And an inside lunge possibly made there by Joseph Willows. No, couldn't be done. But if anything, that's only just caused him to get a bit more space between him and that sixth position John Thompson, who just want to ride their coattails for the time being. 1.1 second gap opened up between him and the sixth place John Thompson. John Thompson only a half second gap between him and Katinaz. Well, a bit more now as he got onto the gravel on the exit of the quarter pipe and left him safe foul to Joseph Willows. Willows now got past him up into sixth place, and it is John Thompson back in fifth. Everything changing in this race. Lap 8 of 20. And I tell you, it is ever changing. Katinaz now up into fifth position. Rob Schowler still in fourth, and Ashley Sharp holding that third position. 1.1 second gap. Doing really well here, keeping it nice and fluid, nice and easy motion. Just going to ride on board here. I didn't want to do that. That's not what you want to do, Ashley. You want to avoid that curve, my man. You go a little bit wider, then tuck in tight into the exit of that corner. Want to be the inside line of that hairpin as your exit apex point. Ashley Sharp going down that quarter pipe. You can see in his rearview mirror the likes of Rob Schowler and Katinaz behind him, trying to close that gap down. But for the time being, it's still about 1 second gap between him and Rob Schowler. It's a 6 second gap between him and Liam New up in first position. Let's see how these guys are getting on. Liam New has made that gap, has dropped that gap unfortunately between him and Xavier McIntosh. It is now about 0.7 second of a gap. Did overshoot that corner, but he did take the hairpin very well, and McIntosh didn't. So this is where he can capitalise on this and try and correct that time back. He's counting down the seconds. And it seems fourth gear is the choice for the hairpin, it seems. If you can carry it right, if you can get the momentum right, seems it could be done. Say that, McIntosh is still getting away from him in front of him here. So here we go, on to lap 10 of 20. really have to sort of learn where to feather that throttle around those corners to get as much speed without getting oversteer, and it's very difficult. There we go, nice entrance and exit of the hairpin there, close down that gap between him and Xavier McIntosh quite a lot. I say that, it's still increasing, but we'll leave these two alone for the time being and catch back up with everyone else. See what's happening here. Ashley Sharp still in third position, starting to get away from the likes of fourth place, and that gap is increased to 2 seconds now. And Rob Schauler has just run foul through the quarter pipe and has dropped back from fourth position all the way to seventh here. That's what can happen in this race if you don't watch it. It seems everyone's spread out a little bit, but if you make that one mistake, you will drop those many positions. Schauler has decided to go to the pits. I don't know if that's in frustration or not, but seventh position has got him for the time being. We're on board with Catinaz, trying to close that 1.6 second gap down between him and Ashley Sharp in third place. See if you can get a few more points. Pushing a bit too hard around the corner down the hill and not getting on the grass, which is what we want to see. That gap between him and Sharp ever decreasing. We're going to go down and see what's happening between Willows and John Thompson. Safe fight for 5th and 6th. Willows doing a sterling job holding off the guy from USA, our man from Acosta Pond, Mr. Thompson. For the time being, he's making himself nice and wide, and John's just not going to be able to do anything apart from take the outside line, and he knows it's not the easiest. Maybe he can try and see if he can perform a switchback on a corner if he can tempt himself, but very difficult thing to do. Willow's pushing a bit too hard on the exit of that corner, leaves himself prey for the next corner, but has held off Thompson on the inside. Thompson though managed to get a nice wide line and then cut tight back in for the hairpin, which is what you want, and not a brilliant line there by Willows. And there we go, that's where the move's been made throughout the hairpin. The cutback has been done, and it is John Thompson up into 5th position. Let's see where Catinaz has got with the catch-up of Ashley Sharp. It's still at the 1.5 second mark. I thought it was dropping previously, but it isn't for the time being. So the only fight going on at the moment really is between 5th and 6th. I don't know what's going on with Rob Schauler. He's gone into the pits, and I don't know if his guys are they've broken an axle or something, because they're not doing anything. They all looked a bit puzzled. So poor Rob, I hope you're right, mate. Not much we can do with your good self. But here is our guy of the night. It is Xavier McIntosh, who's going to take 2 race wins from tonight, it seems. Currently in first place in lap 13 of 20, with a 1.6 second gap between him and Liam New, who's in second. Liam, unfortunately, just slowly losing a bit more time between him and McIntosh. Let's have a look at the lap time soon, see what we're getting. Getting low 57s there by Xavier McIntosh. And we are with Liam, but it's not as consistent. If you look at the times there on the right hand side, you can see with Liam, you can see with Xavier, we've got 156.3, 156.2, 156.2, sorry, 157.2, 173, 172, 172. And on Liam's, it's 174, 172, 177, 571. Word numbers I got wrong now, I know. 571, 577, 574, 743. Anyway. So those are the numbers we're looking at. So you can do the faster times. You just got to get the consistency down. And here we go. The threat that I thought was potentially going to happen is looking to appear. Is seeing that Ashley Sharp is being hunted down by the likes of Catinaz there in 4th position, and I want to get on board with him this way. There we go. So if you look out the back window, there we go. Catinaz trying to use all the track as possible. So it's Ashley. Katina's trying to see if he can dive down the inside there. Ashley wants to know that he needs to keep it to the left-hand side for a good entrance and exit of the hairpin. He's held that there and held Katina's off. This is the thing with these Civics. We love the cup races, full throttle racing, or full throttle racing, or the race, or the Master League, whatever we're called this week. We are affiliated with both. But anyway, these cars, we've had many cup series. We've had minis, we've had RX7s, we've had lots of different ones. We've done little Italian duos where it be Ferraris versus Lamborghinis, etc, etc. But the closeness between these Civics have been much more than any other cup race, because they are fun little cars. They do handle well, but they've not got the most power in the world. So it does all come down to making sure you do those corners spot on, because if you don't, there isn't that substantial power to help move you back up there like there are with the other cars. So that's what's happening at the moment. Ashley Sharp just dominating in third position for the moment as it goes through the quarter pipe there, using all the track, a little bit of curve there, back down the hill, in fourth position, into fifth. Round the corner goes nice and easy, nice and graceful. Wide line and just cut across here, foot flat to the floor, into sixth, down the hill, breaks down into fourth, holds fourth through these corners. Fourth and then fifth. Oh, sorry, that's second probably. My apologies. Getting all the gears wrong. Ashley Sharp there in third and holding it off against the likes of Katina's. Done doing a sterling job. Get on board with Xavier McIntosh. And he's not had the free reign of first place that he's had before. He's had to make sure he's kept clean and tidy. He hasn't had that many second barrier that if he makes a slight mistake, he's got plenty of time cushion. He's only ever had about 0.7 of a second, so 0.5 of a second gap between him and Liam Yu, who's done a sterling job of keeping second there. I know he's a bit of an off-track moment there, but he's doing really well to try and keep up with him. Really good lap times there. He's actually set the fastest lap of this race, which is a 56.7. I don't actually know if that's the fastest lap of the night, you know. I think it could be. I can't remember what we got. I think we got 56.6 first quali, so possibly not. But there is Liam Yu in first and second. Sorry, McIntosh and Liam Yu in first and second. Katina's now up into third. He's got past Ashley Sharp. Ashley not been able to do too much about that for the time being, but doesn't want to start pushing too hard, doesn't want to start going onto the gravel like he did there and just losing that time and momentum that he's got. Don't let the frustration kick in. You had it once, you can get it again. It's definitely doable. And around down the hill they go. Is the back battle between John Thompson and Joseph Willis still ongoing? To a degree, there is a bit of a gap between them now, just over half a second, flex between half a second and 0.07 of a second. Sorry, 0.7 of a second, not 0.07 of a second. It's a massive difference. But it seems that John Thompson is the one holding on for the moment. Does catch a little bit of grass on the exit of that corner. But still not enough momentum to still be pulling away from Joseph Willows from the looks of it. Ashley Sharp is going to fall foul if he doesn't watch out. He doesn't want to push too hard to catch up with Katina, as he wants to keep the momentum, but he doesn't want to push too hard so he falls foul and gives Joseph Willows and John Thompson an opportunity to get even more points than they've currently got. And ladies and gentlemen, look at that. I didn't even realise it's lap 20 already. Joseph Willows wants to see what he can do. Final lap. Can't do anything just yet. More might be done by that man. Let's see if anything can be done on the top two. Oh, McIntosh not getting a good exit from that hairpin there. Does that leave anything for Liam Yu? It is closing out the gap a little bit, but not enough to really make a threat going into the quarter pipe. Round they go. Any gravel taken? None at all. And that first place has been held on to by Xavier McIntosh for the time being. Liam Yu still in second. Katinaz still in third. Ashley Sharp hold on to that fourth as he's just dropped down. And it seems like John Thompson is fifth. Joseph Willows sixth. And Rob Schaller will be seventh as he's in there. So congratulations, Xavier McIntosh, for 2 wins. Liam Yu, brilliant finishing for you there, sir, with the second place and fastest lap of the race. Good on you, man. Katinaz on the third position there, Ashley Sharp in fourth, John Thompson fifth, Joseph Willows sixth, and Rob Schowler in seventh position, still in the pits for the time being. I don't know if it's going to let him finish the race or what's going to have to be done, or if Ashley Sharp's just going to have to call time on it to go from there. But congratulations to everyone driving tonight. I know it's been low numbers. I have not actually seen what's going on in the chat tonight. I've been a bit useless with this. I do apologise. That was an amazing race. Ashley says in the chat there, I have to agree with him most definitely there. Oh. Right, congratulations, that man. What the hell? What on earth's going on here? There we go. Xavier McIntosh with 2 race wins today. That's definitely going to boost up his points and definitely put a dent into that championship win. I don't know how far Ethan Graham may drop down that pole. It could be significant because I know it's still very, very close between those guys. And if you've got 225 points, which is what you get for first place there, that 50 points will make a massive difference. But there we go. From me, Daxi Man, and from everyone in Full Throttle Racing and the Racing League, it is good night. Come back to see us next Thursday. If you like this, please let us know. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button to see more of us. And from me, if you want to hear more of me, hit that alarm button as well. I will be back next Thursday. Until then, oodles and good night.